Good morning, everybody. We've got one person having an awesome day. I hope everybody else is doing well. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Welcome to our Monday acceleration. Um, you know, sales. Sales is an interesting thing because sales is so darn conceptual. It's easy to sit and, you can read, how do I handle an objection? What do I say here? What do I say there? And I think that's kind of like the technical side of sales. And then you see like salespeople that really just somehow are able to hit it just so far out of the ballpark, because they understand some real conceptual things. And I had an experience this weekend, and I thought, gosh, that's really applicable to thought processes or directions. My 14-year-old daughter, she comes to me and she says, Dad, she said, it's amazing what you can learn from a 14-year-old. They're so much more open, and they're learning so much quicker, learning so much faster than adults typically. And she goes, Dad, do you want to see a magic trick? And I says, yeah, that's just kind of cool. I like kind of magic. And she walked me through a process that I'm going to walk you guys through. I want you guys to follow along. And I'm not going to pick anyone out, but want to go through an exercise. And just do me a favor. We'll free our minds up a little bit. And everybody pick a number between 2 and 8. Guys got it? You with me? We must have had a hard weekend this weekend. We can't even pick numbers between 2 and 8. Must have partied too hard this weekend. Has everybody got a number between 2 and 8? No? Okay. Well, I won't do it then. All right. I'll just open it up. Does anybody have any questions for the acceleration call today?
No.
Cool. Well,
all right. I picked the number.
Oh, we got one participant. One person out of everybody can finally help me out. All right. I appreciate that. I just want to make sure that I'm bringing value to. If I'm not bringing value, I can hang up, and I got other things to do, and I'm sure you do too. So, all right. So pick a number between 1 and 8. We got it?
Yep.
All right, we got it. Awesome. All right, number 2 and 8. Multiply that number by 9. Got it? Okay, don't tell me what it is. Do you got it? Okay, take the sum of those numbers, that multiplication, and add those two numbers together. All right.
What was that?
Okay, take your answer by multiplying your number between 2 and 8 times 9. Take your answer and add those two numbers together. 2-digit number. So add those two numbers together. Then what I want you to do is I want you to take that number. This is a really good exercise because in sales we got to listen really good too. So this is probably a two-pronged thing. So take that sum of those two numbers and deduct 5. And you should have a final number. Don't tell me what it is. Okay, now I want you to take that final number and I want you to correspond it to a letter of the alphabet. 1 equals A, 2 equals B, C equals 3, and so forth. So take that number and find the corresponding letter. Then I want you to think of a country in this planet. Think of a country that starts with that letter. Has everybody done that? You got your country?
Yeah.
Okay, you got your country. Now take the last letter of that country and think of an animal that starts with that letter. Guys, you have your animal?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take the last letter of that animal and I want you to think of a color. So, does everybody have the country, the animal, and the color? Please say yes if you have that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anyone get an orange kangaroo from Denmark?
No.
Somebody's laughing. Somebody got that. So
I got it.
You got it? That's what I got. I got an orange kangaroo from Denmark, and I remember I was walking into Target. My kid's telling me this. And I go, oh, my God, what the hell? How did you come up with that? And I'm laughing, and she goes, well, when you run through that exercise, 90% of the people come up with Orange Kangaroo from Denmark. And because whatever the number you pick and you multiply it, the sum minus 5 always comes to 4, which leads us to D. And the most common country on the planet that people know that starts with the D is Denmark. The most common animal that starts with the K is a kangaroo. And the most common color that starts with O is orange. So when we're talking about this, and I'm still laughing, I'm going, man, that's the coolest thing I've ever. She goes, look, 90% of the people are going to come with an orange kangaroo from Denmark. And I'm still laughing, and I thought about this, and I thought, this is a lot like sales. Because sales is leading. Sales is leading with leading to an answer the highest probability. And that's how you can get people to subscribe to your ideology or what you want them to do or what you want them to buy, is you have to have a well-orchestrated set of questions. Because if I would have said anything different, if I would have said a number between 1 and 8, I'm done already because the math doesn't work. If I would have said between 1 and 9, the math doesn't work. So you have to understand in the sales process, this, just like the sales process, is well orchestrated. I have these questions that are leading this person to a final answer that I want them to get. 90% of the people get it who fall through. But when you're doing it, what happens is you got to be paying attention. Whoever you're doing it with has got to be paying attention. So you need to captivate them. You need to get their attention. And you need to make sure they're following along. In kind of like what we did is I had to go back because people go, okay, what do you mean when you want me to add those two numbers together? What? Then I need to seek clarification so they understand. Just like in the sales process. I can't go on to the next question or the next concept or the next idea until I make sure they were able to either complete the first question, understand the first question, know exactly. I had to be extremely clear. And I thought, you know what? This is from a 14-year-old, 8th grader, who's telling me this riddle, this math problem, this story, however you want to roll it out. And it's just like how the sales process works. So what you find is a lot of people, they get tripped up on the math. So they're going to get tripped up on the easy question you ask them about their merchant account. A lot of people go, okay, so I got to add them together. A lot of people will go, okay, so A is 1. I don't understand. So you got to be clear with that. So, make sure when you get into your sales processes, make sure you have kind of a general idea of the line of questioning you're going to use because you're trying to guide them to the Orange Kangaroo from Denmark. That's where you want them to get. And the Orange Kangaroo from Denmark is a home run. It's a sale for you. It's how you make your living. Does that concept make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And you know what? It's fun. Keep it fun. And I think anytime in the sales process we lose sight of that fun stuff. So, that's really what I wanted to talk about today was the concept and the flow of the sale. If you're unsure of the line of questions, and obviously, it's a little more moving parts in our deal because the questions, are always going to be a little different. The answers are always going to be a little different. Somebody could have said a completely different answer. I had someone today come up with a Dominican Republic. I had someone come up with another country I can't even pronounce that starts with a G or a D and doesn't even sound like it. So, but if you have something or a concept that works 90% of the time, that's success. And imagine if you could go gamble and play blackjack or a slot machine at the casino or whatever, and if you won 90% of the time, you probably wouldn't be here. You'd be sitting at a blackjack table, wouldn't you? So if you can use things, ideas, line of questionings, concept structures that are going to win 90% of your sales, this is the definitely one to have your mind around. So anyway, what I'm going to do is no one had any questions before, so I don't know if there's any now. It doesn't have to be regarding the Orange Kangaroo from Denmark, but what's going on, if there's any bottlenecks out there. We have a week left of the month. We have basically 4 days actually. Thursday's the last day of the month. We all want to end strong. We all want to qualify. Are there any questions or bottlenecks, things you guys are struggling with out there?
Well, I don't have a question, Chuck, but I do have a comment.
Yeah.
Very much guiding me back to my storage boy and bring him into a good runaway. We wrote him up. Yeah, if it wasn't for you guys' help, I'd be nothing in this business. That's for sure.
Well,
Really
you know what?
appreciate
I don't know about that, but I really appreciate it. When I saw the deal come in, if you could have seen the grin on my face, because we had the conversation. It was either that day or the next day you were over there closing that deal and you were getting it in, and you're going to make some money off that deal too. So it was even made me happier.
Even like the Orange Kangaroo.
Even just like the Orange, Dale's my new Orange Kangaroo from Colorado. So, and I appreciate hearing that. And I want you guys all to understand that you're really not out there alone in this deal. I mean, obviously, we're back here, but we're a phone call away with technology today. I mean, there's no one on the planet that you shouldn't be able to get a hold of. We want to support you guys. We want to give you all the tools to get out there. This isn't the easiest business out there either. It's not easy because it's competitive, and it's competitive because there's money in it. And when you do it right, you can make a really nice life for yourself. So I appreciate you coming back and giving us some feedback on that. And nice job getting that done, too. That was great. All right. Any other questions, concerns, comments, or anything before we part ways today?
Yes, Chuck. This is Barry.
Yeah, Barry.
Quick question. There's a website, the developer designer. They use QuickBooks, and they pretty much bill people on a recurring basis. One of the things QuickBooks said is they locked them in and they couldn't change, and they didn't want to do this big elaborate switch because they're being charged like 5 point something a month.
Wow.
Yeah, but the whole thing was they didn't want to switch. It was too much trouble. Do we have a solution that we can they can keep their setups? And that was the biggest thing. They didn't want to switch.
Yeah, I'm curious what version of QuickBooks they use, but we can use QuickBooks.
Okay.
Yeah. So and again, you want to get the statements to make sure. I mean, if they're paying 5 point something %, it's probably worth their while to make a change. And I'm not saying you have to change away from your QuickBooks, but geez, pay less for your money. The more you pay to get your money, the less valuable money becomes, right? So, how can we lessen the cost it takes for you to get your money? So, yeah, let's definitely get the statements on that. So how I would approach the merchants, I'd call them, go, hey, I was talking to my underwriters this morning, got some great news, and then I'd start over. I'd go, obviously you want to put more money back in your business, right? Or obviously you don't want to pay 5 something %, right? Yeah, of course not. So what you'd said, and I told the underwriters that you don't want to get away from QuickBooks, but you do want to save money. Yes. So if I can show you how to do that, this is we're good to go, right? Yep. Great. Let's take step 1. Give me a copy of your merchant statements. I'm going to put some magic together for you. So tie them down first. So you're saying if I can show you if I can get you set up to use QuickBooks, but pay less for your money, that would help you, right? So you want to move forward with that, and then get the statements.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. Any other questions? No? All right. Thank you for letting me it sounds like a handful of you got an Orange Kangaroo from Denmark. So I appreciate that, everybody. Dream about those tonight. Those are sales in your pocket. And last few days of the month, let's hit it hard. Let's get some deals on. And if you need anything, definitely reach out. If not, we'll see you guys next Monday.